We are not okay. No matter what we do, we find ourselves in the same state of mind again. Every attempt to feel better brings us back to where we started, sometimes even further back. Every struggle pulls humanity a little deeper into the swamp. Are our continuous efforts to change being left unanswered? We do have one thing, an incredible determination. This time it will work. This time it will work. But our mood is unstable. Our mind is full. Inside, there is a constant uneasiness, a persistent sadness. This has become our normal. If we are someone who can no longer breathe, well, you get it, then this is perfectly normal. We make various decisions: dieting, starting to exercise, reading books, improving ourselves. Then we find ourselves making the same decisions again and again because we repeatedly fail to stick to them. So what is responsible for this? Short-form social media videos, sugary and high-carbohydrate foods, pornography, excessive music, fantasy daydreaming, competitive video games, cigarettes and alcohol, excessive sex, dopamine. Dopamine is known as a reward hormone. When you eat a piece of chocolate, it is released, travels to the receptors in your brain, and creates pleasure. Eating chocolate equals pleasure. When we eat chocolate again, dopamine is released again. After a while, the receptors develop tolerance. A pleasure that used to come from one piece now requires 2, then 3, 5. There is no limit until the brain collapses. Social media, sugar, high-carbohydrate foods, pornography, excessive music, fantasies, games, cigarettes and alcohol, excessive sex. These are chocolates. These are dopamine far beyond normal. Chocolate is not normal. Each of these is an addiction. Dopamine is not the enemy. The problem is not dopamine itself, but dopamine released far above normal. The problem is the desensitization of the receptors caused by excessive dopamine. When normal dopamine, exercise, working for our dreams, reaches those receptors, they no longer respond, and we feel no pleasure. We become dull. A global extinction. Each of these substances is everywhere. Markets sell tons of high-carb, high-sugar foods, and people buy them. Pornography is fast and easily accessible, and people consume it. Extremely high-tempo music is everywhere, and people lose themselves in it. People consume cigarettes and alcohol everywhere. This is a very sorrowful picture. Markets sell misery on their shelves. It's written there, but no one sees it because everything appears completely normal. What should we do? We must quit each of these substances. It is hard, but we must understand that living like this is even harder. As we saw in the "We Are Not Okay" section, we are already in a difficult state. These substances are designed to pull us in. Becoming aware of this is vital. Let's just sit, take your coffee, observe your mood, observe the sounds around you, observe your thoughts. This will free us from the root of all addictions, the addiction to thought. Thought addiction. Have the same thoughts been circling in your mind for years, sometimes weaker, sometimes stronger? No matter what the addiction is, at the base of it lies thought. You decide to quit smoking. During the healing phase, your brain will intensify thoughts, because smoking physically and the thoughts associated with smoking together form the addiction, even when they seem unrelated. Addicted thoughts surface when substances disappear. For example, in the first days after quitting smoking, you may suddenly remember something that affected you deeply years ago. Yes, that thought surfaced, because after you quit, the brain is healing. Thoughts are extremely sneaky. Awareness. A quick test. Let's quit all of these substances for a week. We feel overwhelmed, unfocused, sensitive, and disgusting. We fall into an existential crisis because we stayed away from the substances that relieve our boredom, right? Wrong. Here lies the trap. It was the substances that created the boredom, not their absence. We learned this. We were taught this. And this greatest abnormality became our normal. Dopamine affects our behaviors and thoughts, and it shapes human life through these.
This is our life. A damaged dopamine system affects our behaviors and thoughts quite negatively. We are social beings. We relate to our mothers, fathers, partners, children, people, dreams, goals, emotions, and thoughts. A disruption in that sociality costs us dearly. Frankly, it destroys us. Now we move on to the most striking part.
Thought manipulation. We must clearly understand that thoughts are real, but they do not have to reflect reality. For example, you may think about how a damaged dopamine system affects our lives. Then the thought comes, let it affect me one last time. What harm could it do? This is a trap. It has already affected us. Remember, it is not the absence of substances that harms us. It is the substances themselves. Thoughts, like breathing, are involuntary. Our dopamine system is damaged. Therefore, deceptive thoughts emerge. After quitting, as the system slowly begins to heal, honest thoughts appear. We have far too many thoughts in our minds. We cannot sleep at night. We cannot focus. We miss life. We are constantly tired. This is a malfunction. Yet sometimes, for instance, while watching a sunset, we feel peace inside. Notice that our thoughts are sparse at that moment. For thoughts to be pure, they must be sparse. And this sparseness is proportional to the system healing after quitting substances. Rest assured, even if you have been under the influence of these substances for years, the brain has an extraordinary ability to heal quickly. All we must do is give the brain space, not by forcing, but by letting go. The cigarette metaphor. Many people continue smoking even though they know it harms their health. If we truly understood it, we would not smoke. The negative effects of smoking usually appear in the future. Shortness of breath, cancer, stroke, things we have been told for years. But looking more broadly, the harm covers every moment of our lives. It damages our dopamine system. This means we cannot enjoy reading, working for our dreams, walking in nature, or socializing. The brain does not know this chain of negative consequences. It keeps begging for dopamine. The disgusting feeling after quitting is simply the brain begging for dopamine. It will present many reasonable thoughts to stop you from quitting. These are not true. Not only thoughts, but emotions like irritability, tension, and distress will accompany them to keep you from quitting. Once we take hold of our awareness, we understand how this works. We are not our thoughts. Modern slavery. There is a significant connection between the modern slavery system and the human dopamine system. The modern system tells you, work hard for a good life. But a good life never arrives. Work unhappily, buy cigarettes. Work unhappily, buy cigarettes. This is unconscious functioning. Work unhappily, do not buy cigarettes. Let the brain repair itself. Work unhappily, do not buy cigarettes. The brain heals. Then you work happily and strive for your dreams. This is conscious functioning. Is a happy person a slave? Cigarettes, alcohol, fantasy daydreams. All of them are the same. A person with a healthy dopamine system is free. A free person is alive. Slavery is not outside. It is inside. An independent life. This section is alive. What is the true normal? It is enjoying life itself. It is not, when this or that happens, I will be happy. It is living not in constant highs and lows, but in balance and peace. After so long, it is like the birth of a new person from within us, someone we did not know existed. Thoughts have become sparse. A calm and deep mind has emerged. A person who can remain still and peaceful without doing anything is independent. We notice we sleep better. The things we have been worrying about for years dissolve and fade away. We realize that it was not the situations that exhausted us, but our reactions. A balanced dopamine system is a balanced life. It is waking up every morning saying, living is such a beautiful thing. Do not let this seem like a dream to you. This is normal. What is abnormal is the absence of these. Joy, enthusiasm, delight, peace. These are normal. Depression, discomfort, restlessness are not. And before we know it, a good life finds us.